Yeah, yeah. And you know, you're playing, you're gonna say playing, but you're being mom, you're being a wife, you're being, you know, a business owner, and now you're weaving it all into, you know, some kind of way of integrate all of those different hats.
Hmm.
Like, do you find yourself finding some me time for you?
Yes, I read a lot, so I'll have a lot of, okay, mommy's gonna sit here and read a book for 20 minutes. You can play over here, and then I'll get you a snack. So they see me sitting and reading a book quite a bit. I'm a big fan of my morning time in the mornings. That's
Mhm.
really critical for me to have that time, and it has to be pretty early because my my kids wake up pretty early. But when I have that and I make it a priority, my day just goes a whole lot better. But it's kind of cool
Right.
because my girls, they're like, I want to be, they see me and that's their example of working. So it's not totally in their minds that working means going to a job and leaving the house.
Mhm.
Like they'll say, I want to be a writer. I think it's because they think they'll get to just stay in the house with me all day, and therefore that sounds like quite a life to them right now. But I just think it's neat that the example that they're seeing, and inspires me to really see what I can do in this area.
So did you find that it was like it transferred over to your daughters? In other words, loving to write, loving to read, or has it had the opposite? Sometimes, you know, people say that they'll have the opposite effect because I've seen a person doing it too much, or
Mm.
you know, they. So
Hmm.
how is it working for your daughters as far as becoming avid readers and writers?
Well, they can't read on their own yet, but they do love to make up stories. They do love to read with me, very imaginative, making up stories, play acting all day long, which is so much fun. So I just love to see them using their imaginations. It gives me a thrill.
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
imagine, and I can see if they're starting with the creativity side of things, I could see them being writers too, right? I can see that based on what you're
Yeah.
saying. If they're
Uh-huh.
already being creative with it.
Yeah, we have a little mantra that we say every day, and part of it is I am creative, and I just really want them to have that sense of their own inner creativity. So many times
Hmm.
people say, I'm not creative. I'm not creative. Like, yes, you are. Like, we all are creative. We all are. We're made by a creator. We are creative. We're creating all the time. It's just how are we intentionally creating and how are we
Hmm.
focusing our creativity? And yeah, just I helping people to recognize that they're using their creativity all their time, but they think it needs to look a certain way in order to be valid, as in, they have to paint an amazing painting and then you're creative, or there's some arbitrary standard that people set, and in their minds they don't meet it, so they don't think that they are creative and can do neat amazing things like write books or paint pictures, or or just anything that would be a little bit outside of their realm. They would relegate that to other people and not recognize that they have those own abilities inside themselves. So it's really important for me for them to get that message early that they are creative, endlessly creative.
And that's how you get a lot of things done. It is creativity is really, you know, taking the courage to just start and see what the outcome, what it looks like, right, later on. Sometimes you're starting it and you have an idea, but it comes out even, beautiful, more, more on what it is that you're looking for based on at least starting the process of whether it's painting or writing,
Yeah.
right? It's so
Uh-huh.
you have it's a, to me, creativity is a great courage
Hmm. And that's the
to start
hardest
something.
part. Yeah. And
Yeah.
courage, that's such a good word, because it's takes a lot of courage to start. And that's always the hardest part
Hmm.
is to start. But once you make that commitment and you begin, um, all sorts of
Yeah.
amazing things happen. So
Exactly. So don't like not be scared of the outcome. Oh my God, I can't paint. So, but just, yeah, still try, and maybe a figure man, right? It could be a stick man, but
Yeah.
at least you you painted it, and it's yours.
Hmm.
And there's really, and I guess sometimes we could say there's no right or wrong when you start on the creativity path, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always encouraged by stories of authors who are masters, who are just amazing people that we look to and revere. Like there's a Maya Angelou quote I love where she says, "I've written 11 books right now, and every time I start to write another one, I think, okay, they're going to figure out that I don't know what I'm doing, that I'm a fraud, and I don't know what I'm doing." And of course, she's brilliant. But I reference that a lot just to remind people that no matter how many times you've done it, anytime you start at the blank page and you start again and you try something new, you don't know how to do it. The book teaches you how to write it, and you have to relearn the process each time. So even if you're starting from zero, or if you're starting with 40 books under your belt, the process looks the same and the fear is
The
the
same.
same for everyone. So you just have to take that first step and continue to show up to serve the work and to do the thing that is
That's a
calling you.
gifting. Yeah, yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
calling you, so it's a gifting. Like you're that's a gift for you to want to write. A lot of people, oh my God, I have to write a book because, that's part of my business model. But you're saying you enjoy it. You enjoy the process. This is
Mm-hmm.
something that you do. It's almost like getting paid for a hobby.
Yeah, for sure. I two things on that. I always tell people if they feel like they should write a book, if should has anywhere in there, then we got to stop. We got to take that out of there because it requires such a commitment and such a deep joy in finding the place of fun and excitement. That's if you can't connect with that, then there's no way that you're going to be compelled to show up for all the ways you need to show up to do the long project of writing a book. So
Mhm.
I always tell people to, let's examine that should energy. And if it's there, then it's probably not the best project for you right now. But for me,
Yeah.
for people who want to have a book, but necessarily don't want to write it, I say like, if I could spend my whole day writing, then like, that's a great day for me.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it
That's
absolutely
different.
is. Yeah, it's for me, it's my, but that's my, it's my zone of genius. It's what I love. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Not for most people, for a lot of people, that's not the case. But
Yeah, for
as you
most
said,
people.
yeah. But for me, yeah, it is absolutely getting paid for a hobby, which is what you want to do for work, right? That's what we're all looking
Yes,
for.
that's it. And being able to help others, taking their dream and putting it on paper. A lot of times a person may have a dream of writing a book and wanting to share their thoughts, but they may not have the time, may not have the want to sit down and write the plan for it. So you help support that. You help support them with the planning, the framework of the book,
Yeah,
or they usually come
definitely.
with you with that information.
Well, they usually, a lot of times people come and they say that they have a couple different book ideas, and or they'll have a book idea they want to write, and then they'll kind of say, oh, wait, I think I should write this other thing. And I say, first of all, that's totally normal. You may have more than one book inside you, and everyone can feel confusion about what book they should write. And again, I'm using should very loosely, but yeah, it's a matter of finding, determining who is your audience, who are the people that you're hoping to serve, or who are the people you're already serving, and who do you want to be serving, and how can we meet them where they are, and also what is your message. So think about where you want to be and who you want to be speaking to, and what message you have to share with that particular people, with that people group. And that can take some excavation and digging. And so I have a somewhat intensive process I do with people in the beginning where we really get crystal clear on that and take the ideas from broad picture to get more focused in, and then we say, okay, now here's how we can build it out, here's how we can make that
Hmm.
into something book shaped, and here are some chapter ideas we can toss around. Yeah, but it's finding that place where you're talking to the people you want to be talking to and
Yeah.
sharing a message that you're so excited to share, and just developing it from there, and seeing kind of what unfolds.